and that's my Smackdown review, and I have to apologise if I sound a bit funny, which I already think I sound like I do, and if this is a bit of a ramble, it's because I've had like a terrible head cold since about Friday morning. Like, I've worked like obviously yesterday and Friday, and I felt absolutely horrendous. Like, I was literally like in so much pain, like shivering, and then like feeling like really hot and awful for like, you know, both days while I was working, and I haven't like slept for more than about 5 hours since Thursday, so I'm feeling pretty horrendous, but you know, I'm a dedicated YouTuber. I'm going to do this video regardless of whether or not I look and sound horrible. So, Smackdown was pretty good. Just some weird kind of things that were going on, really. Obviously, the first match they had Randy Orton versus Cody Rhodes in a street fight, and I was a bit like, I don't understand, I've said this before, like, why they kind of put matches that probably should be at a pay-per-view on, like, Raw and Smackdown. I know it makes, the, you know, them kind of, like, you know, more interesting, but this kind of match felt like it should have been, like, the finish, like, I'm sure the commentator said, oh, this is, you know, like, the blow-off match, or the culmination of this kind of feud. I'm thinking, well, why are they finishing this feud on Smackdown? Surely they could have kind of extended it, maybe to, like, Survivor Series, and had, like, the finishing kind of match then, unless, of course, they've got, like, other plans for, like, Orton and Rhodes, like, at Survivor Series, but it just seemed a bit odd, you know, and then the fact that they'd have the street fight as the very first match on SmackDown. They seem to do these kind of things really weirdly. Like, now, I've mentioned it in my past videos, how they put, like, main event matches as the first match, and, like, kind of vice versa, and it's a bit weird, but, you know, it was a pretty good match, to be honest. They don't really do a lot of, like, street fights, like, you know, anymore. It used to be a lot more common back, obviously, in, like, the Attitude Era, but, you know, it was a pretty good match. They kind of obviously went in the crowd, did, like, the usual kind of spots that they do in, street fights. Orton pretty much had, like, the advantage, like, for, like, the whole match, because it's obviously, like, I like the fact that Cody kind of, like, threw the baggers, like, or his bagger people, I just call them baggers because it's interesting, into Orton to try and protect himself, but, Orton just, like, RKO'd them and, like, took them out, so literally that just left Cody on his own, so he was like, uh-oh, I've got no more options. So obviously Orton, Cody took off his mask and, like, used that as a weapon, so obviously he actually pretty much went the whole match without his, like, mask on. There's nothing wrong with his face, you know, we've known that for ages. It's just, they just need to, like, you know, stop, like, using the mask now, because it's getting a bit annoying. It just makes it really weird. But, you know, so obviously he hits Orton with the mask, and then he puts Orton in the figure 4 leg lock. I liked it because that was actually when Cody took his mask off, when he had Orton in the figure 4 leg lock. Obviously he just kind of whacked Orton in the head with it, and I was like, oh, that's nice. But then Orton, like, takes control and uses the mask on Cody, and obviously kind of, like, splits the mask. I'm pretty sure he holds it up at the end, and it's, like, all split. Orton goes to the RKO, but it gets countered into, like a springboard kick by Cody, which is nice, but then he goes to the crossroads, that gets countered, and Orton hits the DDT that he normally does in the ropes on the floor on the outside, and then hits the RKO and bags Cody, and it's like, right, you know, that just made Cody look like, you know, Cody, he had like a bit of offense in the middle, but he should have had a lot more offense in like the whole match, because Orton was kind of had the advantage, you know, all the way through up until about halfway, and then like pretty much the whole second half of the match, almost, he had like the advantage, so it was a bit like, okay, that's just making Cody look really weak. But, you know, you guys might have thought differently. I just thought they should have given Cody a lot more offense. God, it's really hot. Not good. And then obviously bad Cody at the end, and Cody's all like disoriented, like, oh, what's going on? So, you know, they might have like a final match at Survivor Series. I suppose they could still go on from that, because obviously now it's, you know, they've kind of both bagged each other, and they might have, like, you know, the final match to end it. But, you know, we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, Ted DiBiase versus Tyson Kidd was just like random match, really, you know. Neither of them have really got kind of like any kind of feuds going. I find that on Smackdown they tend to put, like, you know, matches where there's people who, yeah, aren't really in any kind of feuds. Raw generally is mainly, you know, the big kind of stories that are going on, but Smackdown they just have like the random people that can't get a match anywhere else. But, you know, it was a pretty short match. Ted DiBiase won with the Dream Streak. So that was fair enough. Alicia Fox versus Natalya. Alicia won. I don't get what's going on with this. Beth and Natalya are supposed to be, you know, the divas of doom or destruction or whatever you want to call them, and they just keep losing. And it's like, what? That doesn't make sense. You know, Alicia Fox, she never used to win a match, and now she's like beating Natalya like really easily. What is the logic in that? But who knows? So then Big Show comes out and starts talking about his wanting like a title match against Mark Henry. So Christian comes out and starts saying, you know, he deserves like one more match. He doesn't, you know, ask to annoy people, which obviously he does. He's doing it because, you know, he genuinely deserves it. So then Big Show chokeslams him, because Christian was supposed to take on Sheamus. So obviously, you know, Christian's on the outside and he's telling the ref, I can't do it, I can't fight Sheamus. So then Wade Barrett comes out and says that he'll face Sheamus, so they have a match. Not too bad of a match, to be honest. Sheamus goes at the end for like the Celtic Cross powerbomb, but Christian gets up on the top, on the apron to distract him, so he puts Wade Barrett down, like knocks Christian off, but then Wade Barrett gets the roll up for the win. and then Christian hits a spear afterwards. So it looks like we're going to get another Christian and Sheamus match, people. Oh no. But at least they're starting to do something with Wade Barrett. I don't know if anybody's seen like the, I've actually, I was saying in my last video that I don't really watch a lot of stuff on WWE.com. I actually watched Wade Barrett's little thing that he does called Wade Asks the Questions or something like that, and he goes around with a camera and starts asking people stuff, and that's actually quite funny. I enjoy his little show that he does on WWE.com. But that was just like a little random thing. Sheamus is attacking Christian backstage, but then Wade Barrett helps Christian out, and then the refs are pulling them two apart. So whether that's obviously now possibly moving more on to a Wade Barrett and Sheamus feud, and possibly Christian and Big Show, it would be good. I think they need a break because Sheamus and Christian have fought each other too much lately, and it's getting a little bit dull. So I wouldn't mind seeing Sheamus and Wade Barrett, and like I said, they should put Wade Barrett in more of a feud because he was having a lot of momentum a while back, and then they kind of didn't really do anything with him, and it kind of obviously just made him a bit one of those mid-cardy guys again. So they need to kind of push him up and put him with Sheamus. I think that will help. So then we had Sin Cara versus Epico. Who the heck is Epico? When he was in the ring, I was like, no, that's not the Sin Cara that got a mask. But I actually watched all of the, normally I don't really watch Sin Cara matches that much. It was kind of a bit dull. But I actually watched this one. It wasn't too bad. The Epico guy was alright. But then the other Sin Cara, whatever they're calling him now, I don't actually know. He interfered, so Epico gets disqualified, and then they double team on Sin Cara, but the double team move they do went a bit wrong, I think. It looked a bit botchy. But so obviously whether they're actually both from the same company originally or something, I have no idea, how they know each other or whatever, but I'm sure we'll find out on next week's Smackdown. And then the main event was Mark Henry versus Daniel Bryan, and Big Show was in Daniel Bryan's corner. Obviously Mark Henry completely had the advantage in this match, was completely taking out Bryan. He hit him with he kept putting Bryan in the corner and running into him, doing splashes and stuff. So obviously Bryan was pretty much out of it. But then Big Show got in the ring, did the knockout punch. I liked this ending to this. And then obviously Big Show was uh-oh. Obviously he knocked him out. So obviously Daniel Bryan got disqualified. But then obviously he went on the outside and got a bottle of water and shook it over Daniel Bryan's head and was like, wake up, he's knocked out, cash your money in the bank thing in. So obviously Daniel Bryan was kind of coming to, and then he was going to do it. But then Henry got up and hit him with the World's Strongest Slam, and then hit Big Show with the briefcase and did the World's Strongest Slam on him too. So that was the end of Smackdown. I liked that. They did the Money in the Bank tease, obviously, because Daniel Bryan's yeah, I'm going to do it at Wrestlemania. I'm not going to do it before. And then he's almost about to do it. But it gets, ruined. But obviously I'm liking that, because obviously the whole point of it is, what a lot of people have been saying, is it going to be Daniel Bryan versus Mark Henry at Wrestlemania? Could he actually do it? That match would imply that no, he couldn't, because he couldn't do it with Big Show's knockout punch to help him. But even then, he still couldn't do it because Mark Henry got up. But, obviously we'll see what happens in the time between now and WrestleMania, whether Daniel Bryan will turn heel. I honestly don't know, but still that beard needs to go. He's matching Big Show's beard now, and that's horrible. Remember when Big Show used to have no beard and really long hair? That was scary. But anyway, so that was obviously my kind of thoughts on Smackdown. Pretty good show. Is it this week that Raw and Smackdown's in England? I'm not really sure. Might be. But hopefully it's better than the ones that they had in April, because that Raw in England was shocking this year. I can't remember what happened on it exactly, but I remember it being really bad anyway. So yeah, so something else I just wanted to talk about. I was reading this thing on, not that I'm stealing ideas, but, on the forum that I go on, they do this thing where people have to kind of predict who they think are going to be, the main stars in 2000, or in the next year, so in this case 2012, who's going to be the breakout kind of stars, who, do you think it's going to be, champions that haven't been champion yet, or is it just going to be the same guys? And I thought that's quite interesting, and I wanted to put that to you guys, see what you think. Me personally, I think Dolph Ziggler could do really well. I think he's, they've been building him really well. He's obviously had good matches with people like Orton, and I'm sure he's fought Cena and stuff like that, and he's just generally constantly putting on good matches. So I think Ziggler could be one of the main kind of breakout stars next year. He could get a championship reign. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Cody Rhodes, because I know you guys think, well, you say you don't like him. Not a massive fan of his, but he has been having some good matches, with Orton and stuff, and, other people, and even, his match against Ted DiBiase that he had, I think it was at Night of Champions, even I like that, come on, to make that a good match, has to be pretty good. So, I think Cody could either stay Intercontinental Champion for quite a long time, or could possibly move up to, the title picture in the next year or so. Wade Barrett, I would like to see, being pushed and doing well. Like I said, if he's going to be put into feud with Sheamus, obviously that's kind of moving more away from the mid-card into kind of the main event level, because obviously that's kind of where Sheamus is at the moment. And again, with Sheamus, he might get put, in another championship reign. I don't know what they're going to do with him. But I think definitely, Wade Barrett, Dolph Ziggler, and Cody Rhodes could possibly have, a better future. Obviously, a few months back, I would have said maybe they'd try and start pushing Alex Riley, but he's like disappeared off the face of the earth. I don't know what's going on with Alex Riley at the moment, but I'm definitely not going to say Brodus Clay. I can't believe I forgot to mention that on my like Raw review that yeah, Brodus Clay is coming back on Raw next week, and that's just terrifying. You guys know my hatred for Brodus Clay. But no, I want to know what you guys think. Obviously, do you think there'll be new champions next year, or is it just going to be, you know, another year of like, you know, Orton and Cena pretty much kind of reigning? Obviously, I think, you know, they're both going to have title reigns in 2012. I can't see them disappearing out of the main event picture anytime soon. But no, I just want to know what you guys think, and if you agree with what I think, or if you think completely different, then just let me know who you guys think is going to be breakout champions, breakout stars, shall I say. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So yeah, thanks for watching this video. 4 days, guys, until Evanescence. I'm very excited, but I have no idea what to wear. Like, what do you wear to an Evanescence gig? They pretty much wear all like black and stuff and a bit like gothy, and I'm like, not like that at all. As you can see, I wear like bright colours like most of the time, but I think I might have to be a bit more subtle and wear a bit darker colours to kind of fit in. But anyway, so yeah, thanks for watching this video. I kind of like completely lost track of what I was saying. Anyway, this is going to be the end of my video. So thanks for watching this. Leave a comment and thoughts below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!